What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got something very special I'm super excited to do, but first I just want to let you know something real quick. So according to YouTube Analytics, only about half of my viewers are subscribed. That means that 50% of you out there are not subscribing but still watching my videos. So if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton and I'd really appreciate it. I don't want to spend too much time on a plug, so let's get into the video. So today we're going to be taking a look at what it takes to get 50 subscribers and how to do it fast. Now this is coming from a very small YouTuber to a very small YouTuber, and I think it's going to mean a lot more than someone like Tekkit saying, oh yeah, you can get 1,000 subs in like a week, easy, because I think that they're kind of romanticizing the memories of what it was like to be at less than 100 subs, to be at maybe 0 subs. If you're a brand new YouTuber or someone looking at getting started, then this is the video for you because it's still very fresh in my brain. I was not doing well not too long ago. I just recently started and I think I figured out what works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you as well. Now, I am a gaming YouTuber with a gaming channel, and so you guys who are not into gaming can still use a lot of these tips, although they may be a little more centralized on a gaming YouTube channel. So the first tip I'm going to share with you is to find what makes you different. Your titles can be great, your thumbnails can be great, your content can be fantastic, but if it doesn't set you apart from the rest of the crowd, if it's just another fantastic Fortnite victory, you might not make it big. It'd have to be a really good Fortnite victory to make it big doing that. So finding what makes you different means figuring out what aspects of your personality you want to share with people, whether that's ridiculous comedy, terrible puns, me, or maybe playing horror games and peeing your pants constantly because you're terrible with horror stuff. That'd be hilarious. It doesn't need to be comedy, but a lot of times that'll get you far. For anyone doing informational channels, knowing a lot and sharing it in a very personable way can help and go a long ways. So finding what makes you special is arguably the most important part of starting a YouTube channel. You're not going to get this right away, but in time you'll figure it out and it's going to help you a ton. The second part will help you govern what kind of content you're going to make. If you're unsure, don't start your YouTube channel without having some idea, although you're not going to figure out exactly what your channel is going to be centralized around until you're a little bit further down the road. For instance, it took me a couple months actually to figure out what was going to work for me. For me, the most explosive growth has been centralized around the Hello Neighbor franchise. That's what's getting me going, but it might not be what gets you going, so you've just got to explore, find what works for you, and you will eventually get there. Now, the most important part of this process is something that not a lot of people do. They tend to look at, okay, what are people interested in? I'm gonna do that. And that's part of it. But the most important part is think about what you want to watch. What makes you enjoy a video? What games do you want to play? Or if it's not gaming, what interests you to watch on YouTube? And make that. Make what you think you would like to watch as a viewer, and other people like you will find you on their own. That's what's happened with my channel so far. I've got an amazing yet small community that's found me and loves my videos. They're very dedicated, and that's probably the best part of this process, is that your community will be much more dedicated than if you're just doing Fortnite victories. I know that some of you out there will do that, and that's okay. I'm just using that as an example of a somewhat basic, not to be offensive, but a somewhat basic topic. Now, the third tip I'd share with you is kind of similar to the second in finding what you want to make, and that's finding your niche. Now, it's easy to figure out what kind of thing you'd want to watch. For instance, I made videos on like Samurai Jack Battled Through Time, but there's not enough of a fan base there. People like the game, but not a lot of people are going to watch it. And even though, in my opinion, it was a good video, people didn't find it because it's like non-existent on YouTube. So finding your niche alongside figuring out what kind of video you'd like to watch is very important, and that's why I just kind of explored a lot of different games for a couple months, and once I found Hello Neighbor to be very successful, that's kind of the direction I've headed in, because it's something I love to play, it's a video I love to make, it's something I'd love to watch, and all of my viewers love it as well. That's a very important part. Tip number 4 is kind of a silly one, but it's very important. Ask for subs. Do it. No one's going to be offended by you saying, will you please subscribe? It really helps me out. I did it at the beginning of this video, and I'm kind of doing it again right now. So if you're enjoying these tips, make sure to subscribe and don't miss out on live streams. Make sure to hit that notification bell. All that stuff is really important because, I mean, if you're like me, or probably most like 99% of the viewers on YouTube, you're gonna watch a video and be like, oh cool, that person's nice, that seems like a good channel, X, and you just click away from it. I mean, it's just what we naturally do. And then you'll go back and watch the channel again later, most likely, if it's one you really enjoyed, and sometimes we just don't hit that subscribe button when we should, and it really helps out the content creator. So don't forget to ask for subs, as most of the time it will give a little reminder to the person, be like, oh yeah, I probably should subscribe. Not sure why I wasn't going to. Ugh, I need some water. Tip 5 is to ensure quality in all aspects of your content creation. Now that's in the editing, in the titles, the descriptions, and thumbnails. Thumbnails are incredibly important, but if you've got a fantastic thumbnail and a crap video, then people aren't going to stick around. You might get a lot of views, but your watch time is going to be trash, and that's a very important part of getting monetized. You need 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours in 1 year. So ensuring quality means you spend time on editing. You don't need all kinds of crazy effects or transitions, ridiculous sound effects. Don't add farts everywhere. A little bit of farting's great. Too much farting is terrible, at least in my opinion. Making thumbnails, you don't need to spend a whole bunch on Photoshop or ridiculously expensive editing softwares for editing. I use a free software for editing called DaVinci Resolve, and for thumbnails I use another free software called Autodesk Sketchbook. It's got everything you need to make basic thumbnails. I might upgrade sometime in the future, but especially for you guys starting out who aren't trust fund kids, don't go breaking the bank for those things. You don't need them. You really don't. Tip 6 is about the most important part of continuing your growth and not seeing giant lulls in subs and viewership, and that's to upload and or stream very consistently. Now that doesn't mean you need to do a video a day. It means whatever schedule you can fit, make it consistent. Don't upload 6 videos one week, 1 video the next week. Then people aren't going to know what to expect. They're not going to check your channel consistently. I personally do live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then on other days during the week I try to get edited videos out. My viewers know that it's not for sure that there's going to be a video out on these other days because I'm a very busy person outside of my YouTube career. Tip 7 is to be connected. Don't just appear on YouTube, and when you stream, talk to your fans. That's an important part of being connected, but I'm also referring to using other platforms, like if you're going to use Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, any of those, make a Discord server like I have, link in the description, shameless plug. Shameless plugs are great. Tell people about your other platforms, get people involved. That way you can share more with your fans sooner. In my Discord server, I'm always announcing things ahead of time. It's a really great community and it's growing pretty fast, so join that if you'd like. Tip 8 kind of goes in there with tip 7, and that's to build relationships. Don't just talk to people, but get to know them. Ask them questions in the streams, figure out what kind of person they are, what they enjoy. For instance, I'm going to rattle off a few just to make you guys feel good. Scrub Gaming, he's coding in Unreal Engine and he loves Hello Neighbor. He also loves to make fun of me for being a noob, and I totally am. I'll fully admit that. The Neighbor is probably my most supportive and positive viewer. He's always there, always encouraging. Love that guy so much. Ali, always there in every stream, no matter what kind of game it is. If it's not Hello Neighbor, even though that's her thing, she's always there supporting, so really appreciate that. Dozo, been with me for a long time. Something Sonic, a good friend who supported me all the way. Zeiss, a guy whose name I couldn't pronounce right for a long time, but I've got it now, and he's super supportive as well. And a whole bunch of others I won't mention right now, but it doesn't mean I've forgotten you, and you'd know that if you were in the stream, so hopefully I didn't hurt any feelings there. But staying connected with fans and building relationships is a crucial part of getting a very committed fan base. Now, tip 9 is another most important tip because it can keep you from being completely discouraged when things don't go the way you want. That's to be very patient and wait for your channel to grow. It won't happen overnight. The start is always the slowest part because the YouTube algorithm does not favor people who aren't making YouTube money. It just makes sense. I mean, they're a business. They're not out to help the little guy. Nobody is. Don't sub for sub. That's a part of being patient. Never sub for sub because then you will not get monetized most likely. If you make more accounts on your own and subscribe to yourself, that won't work. If you tell people sub to me, I'll sub to you, that will not work, and it's something you just want to stay away from because I mean bottom line, it's dishonest. It's just wrong, so don't do that. That's an important part of the entire tip, that's being patient and waiting for your channel to grow. I really only got going uploading consistently the end of September, and it's now beginning of December, and we're at almost 100 subs. So the fastest growth was about 50 subscribers in 2 weeks, and you can do that too, but it might not happen right off the bat. That'll be some fast growth, honestly, and that'll involve finding your niche and people that will consistently watch. So that's super important. And the last tip, tip 10, is to stay positive and emit good vibes. Nobody wants someone who's grumpy and cussing at 8-year-olds in Warzone who blew them up. That's not enjoyable to watch at all. It doesn't mean you need to be bubbly and happy and yeah, bouncing around, yelling and screaming into the mic. It just means that you don't want to be negative. So it really doesn't mean you have to be completely over the top positive. It's more of just emitting good vibes and keep the neggy vibes away. So those are my 10 tips for you new YouTubers. Now, all of these things put together are going to help you a ton in growing a committed fan base and getting those first 50 subs. I guarantee you, using these tips, you will grow fast once you find your niche. I'm getting many subscribers a day. It's incredible. We're about to hit 100. And if you're in the Discord server, make sure that you react to get the OG burger roll, which means you've been with me from the start. I'm capping that, cutting off the roll, making it ineligible after 100. So we're almost there. Hopefully we'll be there by sometime this week. With all that said, thank you everyone so much for watching. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do so. We've got tons of gaming on this channel and more tips and videos to come as we get more subscribers and I figure out more things that work, things that don't. Make sure to comment, let me know what you like about the video. Any tips you think I missed, I can add later. Give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.